So you think you know what blindness is? My name is Wesley Britton. Growing up, I was not Mr. Popularity because I was wearing huge, thick eyeglasses and I had to scrunch at my face to hold them up, which meant I got picked on and beat on quite a lot.
Dr. Longline, read July 1st, no refunded site, Mob 7 forwarded, draft 2, replied, K-Cap, forwarded, draft 2 did.
It's difficult to kind of explain to people the process of going blind in your mid-20s, which is what happened to me. I have retinitis pigmentosa. One day I was Wesley Britton, the guy with the bad eyes, and all of a sudden I was Wesley Britton, the guy who's going blind. Music was absolutely main avenue with connecting with the community, especially in the 60s. It connected me with, well, all the freaks. Music is one means of communication that overrides disability, goes way beyond blindness, because you're making the sounds, you're making the music, you're communicating with others. Because there's an energy, there's a magic. When you're back there playing the drums, you don't have to see. It is kind of hard to pull down and define the emotions of loss when you lose a partner, as I did when my wife died last year. It is true, you have to go through stages of grief. And for me, the two hardest are denial, getting past that, and then getting to acceptance, and then trying to find ways to fill your life again, because the emptiness is horrible. The loneliness is horrible. It helps to know a bit about mindfulness so you can be in the present moment and clean the past out of your head and not dwell on the future that may or may not happen. The now. Make your now as full as you possibly can, day by day, minute by minute. I'd been writing nonfiction for decades. Then out of the blue, I had this question. What would happen to a blind person zapped over to an alternate universe? Well, next thing you know, I've got a science fiction series, and 7 books of it now, and still going. I do think the ability to accept who other people are and what they bring to the table is very important. You can't go around assuming that you're right all the time, or that you have the way, the truth, and the light exclusively. It's got to be, inclusion. And I do credit my parents with a lot of that, to raise me from the time I was born, pretty much, that you deal with people as you find them. And you don't try to define them, you don't try to pigeonhole them, you don't try to limit who they are by some kind of characteristic like race or, ethnic backgrounds. And my message to the world is be open to possibilities. Be inclusive. Don't narrow people into tiny boxes that you define them by. I would like to think that knowing me has made many people look at blind people differently than they did before.